Astrological Guide to Being an Effective Step-Parent, created, directed, and presented by Reverend Dr. Dickie Joe Mullen. In this video reflection, Dr. Mullen will explore the astrological aspects for step-parents in association with the parent's chart and those of the children that would be stepchildren in the blended family.
This is astrologer Dickie Joe Mullen in Orlando, Florida, with a topic for you in astrology that's been really active in recent times, and it's all about the step-parent astrology. Blended families are almost the norm rather than the exception nowadays, and we're rare in the United States if both parents are alive and both still married. And blended families are replacing the traditional family, and that brings in the archetype of the step-parent, the wicked stepmother especially, well, stepfathers too, either one, can be good or bad, or it might depend upon circumstances and understanding them. Establishing a healthy relationship with the children from a previous relationship, even if they're adult children, is absolutely essential if a relationship is going to be successful. And second and later marriages, one of the major reasons for them failing has to do with trouble with the children. Even if the children are 25 years old and up, it seems to be something that's really important. First of all, look at one's natal birth chart. Your own horoscope is a map that really shows everything that will happen to you. The 11th house of the birth chart relates to any stepchildren and the impact that they will have and how well you'll get along with them. And then looking at your own birth chart, your sun sign, the familiar birth sign, set up as a solar chart, will show you immediately where the stepchildren fall. And then knowing a little bit more about your own birth chart, look at the paragraph I'm going to give you for the ascendant or rising sign, and then consider any planets you might have in the 11th house, which will show whether the stepchildren are angels or something else. The single parent study is very significant in the impact that you will have on the stepchildren and whether there can be a loving, solid relationship. For those who are Aries, Uranus rules your stepchildren, and they are likely to be really good at technology, very liberal, free thinkers, independent, prone to change suddenly, and there can be unusual circumstances with custody. Taurus, Neptune rules your stepchildren. Oh, you might not feel you can trust them. And one of the big problems that I've been finding is substance abuse because of children looking for ways to cope when the family falls apart. Neptune, when it's negative, does rule substance abuse. So this could be something that would have to be considered. The stepchildren can be very mysterious. In a positive sense, though, music and photography and the fine arts can appeal to them. Neptune is imagination. It's also metaphysics, spirituality, and psychic phenomena. So possibly attending a meditation group or church attendance with the stepchildren would be good. And Neptune has a bearing on pets, and so including beloved pets in the household might smooth things over. Gemini, your stepchildren are ruled by Mars, and they will be very high energy and assertive. You'll know right where you stand with them. I guess that could be good or bad. They might be athletic, and they'll tend to like debating and be kind of argumentative. There can be anger, but it'll begin and end suddenly with Mars ruling it. And Gemini, if you are very concerned about a stepchild relationship with the Mars influence, looking for a way to dissipate anger or accident hazards is essential. Cancer, Venus rules your stepchildren, And there can be a real deep affection here. You might win the stepchild lottery. There can be a love of crafts, decorating, genealogical research, and your children might turn out to be good with money. Maybe one of them will get a role on Broadway and support the family or be a financial genius. And so there can be a real hidden benefit here and maybe a family-owned business where the stepchildren could meld in and come together. Leo, you have a Mercury rulership with stepchildren, and they can be very intellectual, bright, talkative, good with languages, love travel, but Mercury is dual, so there can be a two-sided quality with them. Gemini's the sign on your 11th. Word games, jokes, sharing anecdotes, a sense of humor, getting everyone talking, communicating. That's your key to happiness with your stepchildren. Virgo, the moon rules your stepchildren, and they can be hypersensitive. You want to keep them out of adult family controversies, teach them to learn to cook, plan meals, start a collection of keepsakes and memorabilia for your new blended family. Libra, the sun rules your 11th house, and this is warm and central to life. This is another positive potential with stepchildren. They can be kind of demanding and want to come first because the sun, of course, is the single most important element in the birth chart, and for Libra, your stepchildren are ruled by the sun. Appreciate them. Be enthused about them. Outings to theme parks, fairs, carnivals, lots of visitors and friends around the house can help, and make a very big deal out of holidays. Decorate the place for the winter holidays and for everything else, and that'll help to bring a bright, happy atmosphere. Scorpio, the sign of Virgo and Mercury rules your stepchildren. They can be grown up at age 8, very mature and very critical of everything. There'll be neat little orderly fuss budgets. That might be nice, though, because messy rooms is another big problem that I hear about as a counselor with people that are trying to understand their stepchildren. So if you have a Scorpio sun or ascendant, you might be pleasantly surprised. Health care and also an interest in health and healing-related and problem-solving issues can characterize your stepchildren. Sagittarius, you have a Venus rulership again. Libra's on your 11th house cusp, and this is good. The kids will appreciate balance and fairness, appeal to their sense of justice. Your stepchildren will tend to have good manners, be charming and attractive. The only problem is they won't want to be left alone or be alone. They can be overly dependent on family members or friends and not too self-sufficient. Capricorn, your stepchildren are ruled by Pluto in the sign of Scorpio. They can be deep and hard to understand. They're a little bit sneaky. You won't know everything you think you know about them. They might enjoy water sports, swimming, and sailing. Have an interest in politics and be very opinionated about out demonstrating for their favorite causes, save the earth, stop abusing the elephants, whatever appeals to them. And then also, this can show an interest in mediumship, spirituality, metaphysics, and be good for bringing a spiritual element into the family. Aquarius, your 11th house of stepchildren has a Jupiter tie, and this is excellent for cooperation and a good rapport. Your stepchildren will want to learn. They'll be responsible. They might like animals and outdoor activities like camping and hiking. They might want to go to Europe for college. That might be nice, depending. And they'll want to get away from the family unit and out on their own, even if it's a happy unit. So enjoy them while you have them, because they can be very good people with that influence. Pisces, you have a Saturn rulership with your stepchildren. Try to overcome negativity and keep a positive, patient outlook. There can be some tendency toward depression. Active activities, yoga, carpentry, crafts could be good, gardening. Younger children can surprise you by how patient and conservative they are. Now, with Pisces, the stepchildren could have some financial obligations, or you might have a special needs child of some type, autism or some other types of special hurdles to overcome, not in all cases, but in some. Now, after you've considered your own 11th house and how stepchildren in general fall into it, look at the child's horoscope by itself. The moon always rules parents and family life in children's chart. So looking at not the regular sun sign, but the moon sign will give you an immediate insight, especially with the younger children. And then the 4th and the 10th houses will show the children's attitude toward parents in general. This is Dickie Jo Mullen, astrologer in Orlando, Florida, hoping that this little study of step-parents has brought some potential for greater happiness to your blended family.